Hello, welcome or welcome back. Let us start in kneeling. So please come to kneel on both knees, a knee stand. This shall be the starting position, the first position in this new series. So how is this? Actually, you only need to kneel on your right knee. So that's the most important. You're on your right knee, on your right leg. The left leg you can do what you want, and with your left hand you can stand them or kneel. So you're kneeling on your right knee. So is that comfortable? A comfy position on the knees? Okay, let's add to it. With your right hand, please hold your right heel. Yes. Comfort first. Please make sure you're safe. Only do what is comfortable. If you need is it time for a rest already? So you could come up to stand and then try it again. So with your right hand, hold your right heel, the heel of your right foot. So that's our starting position. And please do not sit backwards. That will be later. Now it's a standing on your right knee. So however that should work. If you're doing this lesson for the 10th time, I would expect some grace and style. But if it's your first time, whatever, if you can make it work somehow to hold your right heel, then that's okay, a first approximation. And the movement, the actual first movement, to move your heel inside and outside. So you rotate your lower leg actually. Help with your hand so you can lean. You can lean on your right heel. Yes, that's the heel, on your right ankle, or you can just touch it lightly to guide it and see if you can at all move your right heel in and out. Is it left and right? Inside and outside rotation. Let's see if you can make that work to move your heel, your right heel, inside and outside. And maybe inside is a little bit smoother and faster and less obstructed than to the outside. Maybe the inside comes easy to the inside, but not so easy to the outside. So you can turn your leg on its own or help with your arm, make it somehow work as a first movement. Make it somehow work. So the pivot, the point of pivot is between your big toe and your second toe. That's where your foot should be pliable, your foot should be movable, your foot should be like a sponge. You can wring it and move it, and it's the heel to the inside and to the outside. And of course, the toes are flat on the floor, the toenails are on the floor. And how much of a distance do you have from your shin bone to the floor? How much of a distance is that? So take a rest if you need a rest. So you could come up to stand and then little relax and come down again. So this series will change a lot, it will improve a lot, but we have to kind of work for it. But safety first, stay safe. How close can you have your forefoot? How close can you lower your forefoot to the floor? How easy is that? Don't break your ankle. Be very careful. So I want you to be safe and to do this cautiously and small, and see if you can help your lower leg to turn. And where do you have to touch your lower leg? Your heel, how much do you have to lean on your heel? At all, to move your heel in and out at all. Okay. So that's the first movement. We're going to have 4 movements today. So please come to sit. Sit on the floor. And then our second position. Have your left leg wherever you want it. You can have it long or in front of you. You can lean on your left arm, on your left hand, and bend your right knee and bring your right leg to your side somehow. Make this work. Lean to your left as much as you need to lean to the left, so you can bend your right knee backwards. So how much of a space do you have in between your shin, the front side of your right leg and the floor, and how close can you bring your right foot underneath your pelvis comfortably, or how far do you have to have it outside. And then with your right hand, take hold of your right small toe, and you can turn the toe and you can curl it, help the toe curl a little bit, and pull the toe, pull your small toe as if you would lengthen your foot, as if you would pull your foot long, to make the foot long. See if you can pull your small toe and curl it. And then, yes, also do this lovingly, nice. So it's a beautiful foot and a good foot. It's working for you. You are the foot in some sense of the word. And then get hold of your second toe and see if you can curl the toe. And maybe you can pull your entire foot a little bit closer and pull your foot long, so you can hold your small toe and the second toe and pull the foot as a whole longish, or your middle toe. Curl in your middle toe and see if you can pull your foot under and make the front side of your leg touch the floor more. Or your second toe. Hold your second toe and see if you can curl it and pull it and pull the foot long underneath your hip joint and maybe your big toe. Can you hold your big toe? The big toe should be easier to hold. It's a big toe, so you can really hold it and try to curl it. Don't stress the toe. Don't injure the toe. Be nice, but see if you can curl the toe. And lengthen your leg in this sense that the front side of your leg becomes long. And see if you can snuggle your foot, if you can snuggle your leg a little bit closer towards your hip joint. And then we return to the first, was it a question, to the first movement in the first position, which is an exploration, a question. Can you move your heel, the right heel, to the inside and to the outside, and see when you, with your right hand, you hold your right heel, your right ankle, somewhere. How do you have to hold your right foot so to turn it, to help turn it? How do you have to move your pelvis? What do you have to do so you can turn your foot, the heel, your right heel, to more to the inside, or turn it more to the outside? So this concerns the two bones in your lower leg and your knee. Your knee. So this whole thing will improve your knee and your foot and your whole leg and your hip joint and your upper body. So try to roll your lower leg a little bit to the outside and to the inside, to the outside and to the inside. You can try to roll the leg, or you can try to help with your hand sensibly. Don't apply force. Just nicely, a nice little turn of your leg to the inside and to the outside. Or maybe you want to take your toes again and curl the toes, one toe after the other. Pull the toe, curl the toe, to lengthen the front side of your right foot, the whole front side of your lower leg, starting from your knee, and then see if you can turn your lower leg with the help of the heel, as if the heel would be a knob or a handle, so you can turn inwards and outwards, or is it to the left and to the right? Until you have the feeling, oh, actually there's quite a few positions you can bring your leg into, and you start to have options. Wow, options. So this leg can move and it can roll and turn. So the heel can turn in, and the front side, the length of your front side, your leg can come closer to the floor. Okay, so now it's time for a break. On the back, please come to lie onto your back. Now in the next position, the next starting position is the right leg crossed over the left leg, so that your right ankle is on your left thigh. So this could be in lying down with the left leg long, or you could stand your left leg so you can actually reach your foot. So you can do this on the floor, or you can do this on the couch if that's more comfortable. Have your right leg crossed over your left leg with your right ankle on your left upper leg, on your left thigh. Or you could sit on a chair and do the same thing. Actually, I prefer this position on a chair. This is the movement that's the game changer in this first segment. What does the movement look like? So have a look at your right knee and lift your right knee a little bit and lower your right knee a little bit. So you will notice you can lift it probably quite a bit and lower it a bit, but then at some point it stops. And this doesn't have to be a big movement. It can be a little lift and a little lowering. It can be a small movement. And on the other end, there's your foot. So when your knee goes down, your foot comes a bit up, and when your knee comes up, your foot goes a little bit down, and you pivot with your ankle. So your ankle is on your left thigh. So this is what the movement looks like from the outside. But there's an important part to it, and which makes this movement the game changer, meaningful or not. So what is the crucial part? Imagine the first position we had. The very first movement on the knee. You were standing on your right knee and you were pulling your right heel in and out, rolling the right lower leg. And imagine this situation, that the floor is in front of your lower leg. And imagine rolling your ankle. So you can use both hands in order to mimic this same movement. So this should be a similar movement, but in a totally different position. So the leg, you're not kneeling on the knee anymore, but you have your leg crossed over. And see if you can help rotate your lower leg so that the heel goes down and the heel comes up. The heel goes down and the heel comes up. And there's this connection with the movement of your knee. So when the knee comes up, what happens with your heel? And when the knee goes down, what happens with your heel? So how are they connected? How is this movement connected when you think of your foot long? So you can hold one of your toes of the right foot and pull and curl the toe like we did in the second position, and see if you can use the foot, if you can use your hands to rotate and make the heel come up and the heel go down, and allow your knee to move. So this you might have the feeling you're gonna burn all the glucose in your body, and still the brain runs out of gas. So how does this movement work? You have to turn the foot and pull the foot long, and the knee goes down and the heel comes up, and then the foot is still long and the heel goes down and the knee comes up, and it goes back and forth, and try to start to have a sense for this movement. An image for how your heel, how your leg, your lower leg is rotating and pivoting around this spot between your big toe and the second toe. And it's crossed over. And continue with this movement until you have the feeling this movement starts to work, until you have the feeling that's it, that's the movement. And it's a very unusual movement for your foot in relation to your lower leg, in relation to your knee. And that's the thing that's going to be the game changer. Okay, and then take a rest again. Just lie on your back, take a rest on your back, and feel how it is to lie on your back now after we found a couple of new ways to move for the leg and the foot and how they can relate to each other. And how that feels like to lie down with a updated leg, so to speak. But we're not there yet. Let's come back on the knees. Please stand again on your knees. And let's repeat the same movement from the beginning. So stand on your right leg. You can have your left leg standing if you like, and reach with your right hand to your right heel and see if you can turn the right leg inside and out. And if inside and outside, rolling the heel to the right and to the left became more similar. So it's not so much that the inside is easier, but you can also roll it to the outside, and that your whole foot can participate and is soft and pliable, and the movement is in your knee. And maybe it starts to be easier for you to arch backwards. That's where we're going actually. Okay, so, and then the last movement. Be on your knees and sit slowly backwards. So this time you're allowed to sit backwards, to bring your behind closer to your right leg and come up again. So we had this in the lesson with the Japanese sitting. So you sit backwards, and when you sit backwards, don't round yourself, but arch yourself. So don't round yourself backwards, but arch and look up when you come backwards. And then maybe, start on all fours. So be on all fours, and you can start from standing on your knees to go backwards, or you can start from all fours to go backwards, and then play or change the trajectory. So move your behind more to the outside, as if you were to come to sit down to the right of your right leg, to the outside. And when you do this, when you sit, when you bring your behind down on the floor to your right, notice that your right heel can turn. So what we have been working on in this lesson, to allow yourself, your right lower leg to turn, your heel to turn to the outside, your foot to twist in this way so you can come to sit to the right of your right lower leg and come up again. So your right heel needs to move, roll to the right, to the outside, and then sit down slowly to come to sit to the right of your right leg and come up again. And then, of course, also come to sit down to the left of your right leg, and then your heel needs to come, of course, to the inside. So we have the same movement, the turning of the leg in and out. So you come to sit to the left of your right leg and come up again, and then come down to sit to the right of your right leg. And with your left leg, do whatever needs to be done, and with your head, move your head wherever you want to move them, and you use your hands just to make this movement possible, to come from kneeling or from all fours down to sit to the right of your right leg and move, rotate your lower leg. The heel needs to go to the right and to the left, and if it doesn't, you might hurt your knee, and I don't want you to hurt your right knee. I want your right knee to become better. So allow your right lower leg to turn. Allow your heel to turn. Allow your foot to be soft and flexible, and all the bones, they need to twist and roll to sit to the right and come up, and then sit to the left and come up and sit down to the right. And do it slowly enough, and maybe roll your foot first before you move. So it's not the pelvis that yanks your foot into place, but maybe it's like opening a door and then ask, please come in when you open the door for someone. Be polite, so let the heel move first and then sit to the left or sit to the right. And then maybe it can become a teamwork where everything works together smoothly. And take your time, do this slowly, go from the left to the right. And if you feel something in your knee, or in the previous movements, if you had like some tension in the knee, then that's maybe because the heel doesn't move enough, or the foot is not flexible enough, or you are working too fast, or you're making the movement too big. You can make the movement small. You can come down a little bit and then up again, or you come to the right a little bit, like you hint at the movement. You don't have to go all the way, but you hint to sitting down. You act like you were to go to sit down, but then you don't, and you come up again. So you come down a little bit and up again, and to the left, and up again, and to the right. It's almost like skiing. To the right and to the left, and to the right and to the left, and your heel can move. Yes? Okay, without further ado, without taking one more break, please come up slowly, come up to stand, and check it out in standing. Come up to stand. So put your weight on your right foot and come up to stand. And place your right leg beneath you, so you're over your right leg, and you're over your leg. So that might feel very different. Maybe you feel these options, this possibility for movement, for support in your right foot, and maybe put weight on your right foot, or maybe come onto your right foot, like you would reach up for something. So you come up onto your right foot, up onto your left foot, and up onto your right foot, and maybe that's a huge difference. So take a few steps and see how your right foot is ready to propel you forwards. So maybe your right foot became a lot more flexible if you look at it, and maybe you can bend the toes much further than maybe it's like, what is happening? Maybe, my God, what happened to your foot and to my foot? It's so much more flexible, and at the same time it feels so much more powerful. and enjoy this feeling if you have this feeling, if you achieve this. So I hope you could find this through these 4 movements in the first go, in the first approximation, the first run through these 4 movements. And I will do a couple of more videos and take this further, but maybe you can already feel it, how nice that is. Let's do the left leg together, shall we? So please come to lean come to kneel on your knees again. And this time, lean or kneel, have your focus on your left knee. So you're on your left knee, you can stand your right foot if you like. Whatever you feel more comfortable with. With left hand, get hold of your left heel. And move your left heel to the left and to the right, which means to turn the lower leg inside and out. And you can turn your leg on its own, or help to guide the leg with your left hand, or try to move the leg with your left hand. And see how much space you have in between the floor and your shin, and in between the floor and your ankle. And maybe on the right side you notice that during the lesson, during the movements, it came closer and closer to the floor. So the front side of your leg could be lengthened more and more. And maybe when you look at your left leg now, you can start to imagine like a dancer, how this would look like in a dance, the elegance of the long leg. So we tested this. Second movement. What was the second movement? Sit. Second movement is just to sit. And have your right leg long in front of you, or bent, and bend your left leg so that your left leg, your left foot is closer to your left hip joint, and you can lean on your right hand and then take hold with your left hand of your left little toe and pull your left little toe long. Pull the toe, turn the toe, curl the toe, but not to torture the toe, but to lengthen the foot, to find the metatarsal, to develop a feeling, an idea, a sense, an internal perception of the bones and the muscles and the tendons and all the stuff inside. So there's an arch, couple of arches actually in your foot, and you use your little toe like a handle to lengthen your foot, or maybe to adjust the position of your foot. And then the second toe, pull and turn and curl, and try to develop an idea for the internals of the left foot and how the foot connects through, there's a whole lot of bones in your left foot, and how all these bones align to connect to your knee and to your hip joint. But how can you pull? Or you pull the small toe and the fourth toe, or the middle toe, to lengthen your forefoot, and the second toe, or even the big toe. So the big toe is easy to grab. It's a yummy, yummy big toe you can grab, like a big ball almost, and then see if you can invite it to curl, to lengthen. And then also, see, when you hold with your left hand, your left heel, if you can somehow, how do you have to position yourself so that you can somehow roll your lower leg, roll the lower leg to the left and to the right. And maybe you can sit in different positions. Maybe you can already see where there is. This is going to go over the next couple of weeks. So turn your lower leg a little bit to the inside and to the outside. Shake it. Let's see what is possible with this leg. And then, not to torture ourselves, come out of this position, of this contortion, and lower your leg and have a rest. Lie down on your back. Take a well-deserved rest. Aye. And then stand your right foot and cross your left leg over your right leg so that your left ankle is touching your right thigh, upper leg. And let's see, your knee, your left knee can come up a little bit and go further away a little bit. See if you can move your knee. And when you move your knee, how does your foot move? So of course your foot pivots. So when your knee moves further away from you, your left heel comes closer to you. The left heel comes up towards your face. And then move your left heel away from you. So this might result in the knee, your left knee coming closer to you. But the purpose of this movement is the same as we had before, to roll these two bones and to make the whole left foot participate in the rolling of the lower leg. So the heel can come up, the left heel can come up, and the left heel can go down, and the foot has to be long, so you can grab your left foot, the toes, with your right hand. So you could either pull the toes one by one, or you could pull all the toes and try to find this movement you had in kneeling. Until this movement is very clear to you and very obvious, and you have the feeling like, I understood the movement. So we're really building the fundamentals here. It's like building a skyscraper from the ground up. But so in this first lesson, we need to lay the foundation, and not just that, we need to get some permits first, right? And to distribute some money to some of the people who have a say in this whole thing. Like, we need to talk to the knee, we need to talk to the little bones in the foot, we need to arrange to bring everyone together, to hire the workers, to put everyone where they need to be to do the work. So in this way, we're really laying the foundations here in this lesson. All right, so whenever you have time, play with this movement when you're sitting somewhere to make this work. And then let's do our last movements here on the left side in kneeling or on all fours. So please come to kneel or onto all fours. And start to sit backwards. So when you start to sit backwards, arch yourself, lift your head, lift your eyes when you sit backwards. Don't round yourself backwards, but arch, 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 and allow your heels to turn. And now we will focus on the left leg. So sit to the left, so next to your left leg, yes, and allow your heel to move to the left, your left heel to the left, and then come up again. So sit backwards, sit to the left of your left leg, and see, I'm doing this movement a bit bigger because my knees are not the freshest one anymore, and I really want to support my knees, so I make a bigger movement. I make a big movement so not to stress the knee. To sit to the left and move your left heel, move your left heel first. Like we did it with the hand, we guided the heel with the hand, but now let your left heel move first to sit to the left or to sit to the right of your left lower leg. And again, allow your left heel to turn inwards when you sit to the right. And then come up and sit to the left and find your own rhythm to do that. And again, you don't have to sit down all the way. You can sit down a little bit and go to the left and to the right and to the left and to the right. And then let's wrap this up. Let's see how it is in standing. Please come up to stand again. All the way up to stand on both of your feet. Huh? Yes, and feel how it is. How is it to be over your left foot and stand over your right foot? And when you come on top of your left foot, let's see how this bends. How does this feel in walking? This support, this pliability, this flexibility, this teamwork of your toes and your ankle and your knees. The knee that can turn the lower leg, that can turn the bones in your lower leg, and this allows you not only to dance, but it allows you to walk and change direction and to have more power in walking, to be able to push yourself more and without strain, without stress, because everything can move when it has and where it has to. Is that nice? Does this feel like something? So, please, these were 4 movements for each side. Please, learn these movements by heart. Redo this lesson if you have to. Redo it a couple of times. Make those movements your own until they are part of you and until you feel like, what's next? And then, for this I can say, thank you for watching. It was my pleasure to have you, and see you in the next video.